I think we're live on YouTube. How are we on Twitch?
I think I started a little early and then I ended it, and now I need to redo the description. Give me one moment. Technical
Okay.
difficulties. Please stand by.
Oh.
Don't mind me. I just realized I'm duplicating the tweet. Doesn't matter anyway. All right. I'm just gonna update. Start the transmission. We are live. Hey.
Okay. Yeah. So, hi everyone. Welcome. It's the TechNet
Hello.
Show. It's that
It
time
is
again. It is iPhone season.
iPhone season.
Actually, it's just phone season in general.
That's true.
Wait, so does Samsung start the phones of the year, or do they end the phones of the year?
Uh,
Because they're in
get
Samsung is in February.
yeah. I guess technically, if we're going by a purely year standpoint, technically they're first because they're in
So do they
February.
start phone season or do they end phone season?
The real question is, does phone season ever really end?
Yeah, because in the summer nothing is like ever released except for
Uh,
like smaller stuff.
True.
So yes. Yes it
I
does.
guess that's true too. If the dull point is summer, then you would assume, yeah, the period in between, the period um, that best excludes summer as its gap, would probably indicate that phone season dies in the following year in winter, or
Yeah.
Samsung gets their last hurrah, and then we go
Oh.
into the drought, and then phone season begins again.
Well, phone season is here. We're getting probably a new iPhone, probably the 13. Who knows? Maybe they'll skip 13. Maybe they'll go straight to 14. Maybe they'll just name it a letter. Who knows?
Can never tell. Not after whatever happened with the Galaxy series stuff on Samsung's end. I don't trust anything after that.
Ah, looks like my computer did the thing again. Well, that's weird. Oh well,
Uh,
it's fine. It's been happening a lot recently. Maybe I should start being concerned about it. Who
I'm sure
knows?
it's fine. Nothing to worry about. Oh, side note, we got a message from Raptorsaurus T-Rex over on Twitch. He asked if y'all like ice cream.
Is there anyone that doesn't? And the better question is, if they don't like ice cream, are they human?
I'd say lactose intolerant people, but I feel like lactose intolerant people are the most like ice cream more than any of us.
I don't know why. All of my lactose intolerant friends, they seem to always love dairy. They always debate, is it worth it? I'm going to be in the bathroom for the next 2 hours.
The answer is
Is it
always
worth it?
yes.
I've heard no a few times,
Uh, I guess it
but
depends if they have
yeah,
stuff to do.
you're right. It's usually yes.
Yeah, the temptation is always there. Oh,
So
Raptorsaurus Rex. I'm guessing you're cool with ice cream. You just they'd say they don't like cones, but they also ask what the favorite flavor of ice cream. Might as well start out start out nice. You know, a nice little icebreaker.
mm. So that's the end of the TED. I'm kidding.
Uh,
um, I mean, you guys probably don't know what this is, but I've been really digging ube ice cream lately. How
Ube.
how would you describe ube? because wouldn't. They would probably not understand taro either.
Hmm. How does Google define ube?
Imagine eating a sweet potato that's purple.
No, yeah, pretty much. It's purple ice cream. Or
It's a
anything ube is purple. Oh,
yes.
ube. UBE. Maybe I shouldn't capitalize full caps it. Ube. It's a purple yam.
Yeah.
According to
So
Bing.
yeah. Well, yeah. That's been my thing lately. For normal flavors, gotta be the mint chocolate
Ube.
chip. Oh,
What are you talking about? Ube isn't. eh, I don't know. Oh, they ask, but why potato ice cream? For reference, it doesn't actually have like potato, or well, it's not
I,
like chunks of potato mixed in with ice cream,
I
if I
mean,
recall. Is it?
um,
I don't remember how ube is. Ice cream is. Is it basically?
I mean,
It's mixed
it's like
enough.
avocado ice cream. Is
I
that
don't know if that makes it any better.
okay? It's not like strawberry ice cream. It doesn't have chunks of the material inside of it. It is blended very well.
Imagine just eating through a scoop of ice cream and all of a sudden you just bite into a cold chunk of potato. Just,
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
yeah,
that
it's good stuff.
it is. Oh, do you know that ice cream place like Black Sheep? Ever heard of it?
I'm aware.
Huh?
I'm aware. I'm aware of black sheep ice cream.
Yeah. What
Oh,
about
Raptosaurus is not. Might be a
that
local thing.
that bacon ice cream?
Yeah,
Okay, that's actually a bit weird.
yeah. Sounds like it'll clog your arteries in an instant.
Yeah, bacon
Bacon ice cream,
caramel.
yes.
I mean, it's better than you would think. It's it's definitely not traditional, and it's definitely not like your normal ice cream, but it's pretty much vanilla ice cream mixed with bacon and caramel.
It's genuinely the mix when I'm like, if I'm going out on my own terms, and I just buy a gallon of that. That's how it ends. Bacon ice cream, vanilla caramel bacon.
You know, the funny thing is, the first time I tried that, I was like, I'm probably not gonna like this, but it pulled me in. I was curious. It's not something that I would order on the normal, but I
I
wouldn't mind having it again.
I would be. I don't know if I want to meet the person who eats caramel bacon ice cream on the normal. I get the occasion here and there, but that's it's a very rich it sounds like a very rich combination.
Actually, I changed my favorite normal ice cream choice. I love anything salted, so salted caramel ice cream.
Oh yeah, salted caramel is the bomb. Salted
Yeah.
caramel anything's the bomb. I mean, we're like 5 steps away from bacon, but salted caramel, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
I won't argue with that.
And starting off the episode with ice cream, that's a new one.
Yeah,
Not complaining about it, but that's a new one.
yeah, something different. Uh oh, for After Service, you both seem a little tense. This your first stream? Oh no, we've actually been streaming quite a bit. We streamed a good amount, I think. Both on this channel as well as on our sister channel, Quick Start Gaming, if you ever want to check that out too. Um, but yeah, admittedly though, this is the first time this is the first time we've started out with a tangent question on ice cream. So
Yeah,
I'll
that
give
threw
you.
me for a loop for a moment. I'm like, ice cream.
Yeah.
No
We
idea what
came
to say
into
about
this
this one.
expecting. Yeah, we came in expecting to talk about Apple, the tech stuff, not quite into the food stuff, let alone ice cream.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Oh, speaking of ice cream, though, there's ice cream, and then there's McDonald's McFlurries.
oh yeah,
I don't know, I don't know why I like it, but I really like them. It's
because
not
it's a
real
rare
ice cream.
commodity due to the fact that the machine always breaks. Oh,
I am
are you
really
still with?
liking my
Oh,
computer at the moment. I don't know why it's doing that, but I think that there's something weird with my capture card or something like that. I don't know.
I got concerned that my internet went down. It's giving
Oh,
me
don't
that
worry.
look of like smug disappointment at my joke about the ice cream machines going down, and I was like, oh, is this really the end of the TechNet show?
You know, I could have just been so still that you didn't notice.
That's true. It's always possible.
It's always possible. I'm always disappointed in your jokes, Jared. It's always a
True.
thing.
That's how you know it's a good joke, though. You get that stern look of disappointment. The longer the look, the the
I
greater the
trusted you,
joke.
Jared. I trusted you.
That was
Yeah,
your first mistake.
yeah. So, shall we move on to our first topic?
All right, let's move away from the food and back to the apples.
The apples. You know, oddly enough, usually we don't do this. Today sure has a lot of Apple news. It's weird.
It is very interesting how much news we have to cover about Apple, and we still have an event to look forward to tomorrow to talk more about Apple. But
Which is one of our future topics. Well, not future, like in the next few minutes. Actually, this is a really short topic. Who knows how quickly we're going to get through this first one, which is not that. So, there's a security vulnerability in the previous iPhone version, iOS 14.7 dot. You know what? I'm not even going to think about what numbers these things are. If you're not on 14.8, there's a security vulnerability. It is of the lovely zero-click type of security vulnerability, meaning that you don't actually need to do anything at all.
it
You
kind
just
of
get
happens.
targeted, and it just happens.
There's no avoiding at that point.
Which is honestly the scariest type of attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do
So it
everything right. You can avoid all the clickbait, all the spam ads, everything, all
to
the
avoid
phishing in
us.
your emails. Was it?
Huh? What? No?
Wait,
Nothing?
no, wait.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's called Pegasus. It's apparently able to steal things such as data, passwords, and what's even scarier is that it could actually activate your microphone or camera. Oof.
Oh man,
I mean,
that is really concerning.
that being said, Pegasus is made by a company called NGO? Yes, NGO. And they only provide these exploits to governments. Now, if you're China, maybe that scares the citizens. I don't know. And if you're in the United States,
Definitely
you
scares
know
the
what?
citizens.
Yeah, it scares the citizens. You know what? No matter where you are, this is a pretty bad thing.
Find out governments have this anywhere. Yeah, that's kind of concerning. Raptosaurus, can it steal my shepherd's pie? I don't know about this level, but Pegasus 2, Pegasus
It,
2, it'll come for your
it
shepherd's pie.
might steal your recipe.
Yeah. if we keep talking about it, eventually they're gonna learn the way to get to steal your Shepherd's Pie.
Yeah, who knows?
Yes,
Who
be
knows? There's
afraid.
just they have like some sort of random AI that could hear you cooking it.
Yeah, be afraid. The government's coming for your Shepherd's Pie. Be on guard. Don't keep your phone by the stove.
Okay.
So
I mean,
anyway,
that being said, I mean it's currently being used to target people such as journalists, lawyers, and activists. All three of which are probably going to have some sketchy stuff on their phone.
yeah,
Um, so how it works is that they that you just need to be sent a text message that's like a that looks like a GIF or GIF or GIF or whatever you want to call it. I don't want that argument today. But in actuality, it's a PDF, and that PDF then has an exploit inside of it that um, attacks the rendering engine, which is weird because Apple seems to have quite a few of these problems. A lot of their recent exploits have been because of PDF rendering.
no, yeah.
Oh wow.
PDFs, man. PDFs will be the death of us.
You know, remember the time? Okay, how much do you hate PDFs, Jared?
I I'm not a fan. I they make me feel professional when I export my paper to it, but beyond that,
I still have a firm belief that forums are literally the dumbest type of PDF.
oh yeah,
Like, not like forums that you're supposed to print. I mean forums that you can tell you're supposed to fill out digitally because the spaces are so small.
oh yeah,
But they send you a PDF, so you need to have some sort of an editing software for the said PDF in order to actually do
oh
it.
yeah. If you don't need to touch the document, I'm fine with a PDF. The moment you need to tell me I need to do something in it, that's a logistical nightmare right there.
I know. Oh, and those PDFs that are literally like images of things, so you can't search it.
Can't even. No, yeah, yeah.
I, I don't understand why you didn't just send like. Well, I mean, I guess it's a nice way to like package it, but you could have also sent like 10 images.
Yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
feel like that's the thing about PDFs. They're great as long as you're. They're great. Just don't touch it after. Don't expect anyone to touch it after. What's there is there.
yeah, yeah. And everything can read a PDF these days.
Yeah,
I think. I'm sure that there's some random device out there that I'm like missing, but
yeah. That poor Windows phone. But yeah.
oh, Windows Phone. Actually, I think that Windows Phone could. Remember when there were 3 mobile OSs in the wild?
I know, right? What a time.
You were on Windows Phone for a while.
I was. Tried that venture for a while. Wasn't that
What was
bad.
your
I don't
thoughts?
know. I would say, if anything, uh, before I go, before I go into my topic, Raptorsaurus is going to be heading out, so we'll see you. Thank you for dropping by. Thank you for
Thank
the
you.
follow as well. If you've dropped it, I
Oh.
can't really tell, but yeah, greatly appreciated. But in any event, thank you, Raptorsaurus. In the meantime, if there's anything I have to say about Windows Phone, I have to admit it was actually pretty nice. I would say the way I've been introduced to it was it basically my Windows Phone was my introduction into the smartphone world.
Oh
In
yeah, I
general,
forgot about that.
I'd I'd say Windows Phone as like a starter into smartphones, like like getting used to like touchscreen in general, like like actual decent web browsing without like freaking flip phone
Okay,
technology.
okay, decent web browsing, but Windows Phone's rendering engine sucked
That is true.
bad.
But it's okay because since it's my first, it raises the bar for everything
I remember I had a
else.
Windows Phone for a while, and it always loaded the flip phone version of the websites.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely wasn't the best in any regards. But I would say if anything, I'd still treat Windows Phone as the gateway OS if you want to slowly transition your way from the old school flip phone ways into the touch screen
Oh,
web
and it also
ways.
had a link to YouTube inside of the app menu.
Oh yeah, it wasn't a YouTube app. It was just a link to the web. I remember that.
And we also have a mutual friend that had like some third party stopwatch app.
Oh yeah. Credit where credit is due. He hung on to Windows Phone longer than even Microsoft did. But,
that's, that's true. Even after the end of life of Windows Phone, he was still rocking it.
yeah, he held on to that thing like
He
there's no tomorrow.
refused, and I believe that he has a 10, Galaxy 10e now.
Oh, sorry, I'm not sure.
I think it's a Galaxy. Apparently, he
Yeah,
didn't want an iPhone. I don't know why.
he's jumped to Android. He's jumped into the Android space. If he continues following my trend of smartphones, eventually he'll get curious in what's behind the garden wall and jump in with an iPhone.
You know, funny thing that you said that. I recently met up with one of my high school friends, like at Bravos, a few days ago.
Yeah.
So he really loved Windows. He was another Windows Phone user. Actually, he was a Windows Mobile user. You remember Windows Mobile?
I think I remember Windows Mobile.
So it used to be like Windows everything, and then he he comes back with a Pixel 4, I believe, and
Oh.
a MacBook.
Oh.
He has apparently the reason why he has forsaken Windows for his personal computer is because of the fact that you can develop apps for any platform on a Mac.
Oh, I can see that, yeah.
So, yeah, he left Windows for development apparently.
Yeah. That was the final straw. I don't blame him. Everything else is all fine and friendly and dandy until you need to like start developing for like
iPhones,
yeah.
Macs. I mean, I don't even know if I want to touch Android development with a 10-foot pole. That
We
sounds
can
painful.
technically touch that development anyway. I think. I think it's a universally painful experience no matter what you edit with, but it is
Java.
technically universal. Oh, yeah. It's full on Java.
So how much do you like Java?
It's interesting. I don't have much experience with Java.
It has garbage
I
collection.
do remember that. I now understand the reason why there's that lovely little runtime environment that you need to update like every other second. But oh, and I remember packages. There's a lot of packages. It's not like Python with libraries, but Java has some decent. package structure going on. I guess it's got its safeguards, which is kind of nice. But I mean, when you get called to the wild west that is C++, it's you
Oh,
live
I
for the
mean,
danger
compared to
sometimes,
that, compared to that, anything is easy, Jared.
Yeah. C++, man. You dig too deep into the rabbit hole, you could probably like break
Oh,
someone's server.
but then there's C sharp.
C sharp. An attempt was made.
I mean, people still use it apparently. Apparently, Microsoft
Yeah,
still uses it quite a bit.
yeah. It was the
I've
main thing I did when I took a was it back in my college days? uh, I think I took an elective involving a little bit of game development. It essentially involved Unity, and apparently Unity is very heavy with C sharp. So, at least when I was learning it. So
Interesting.
that's where all my
But I find that really
experience.
interesting because isn't Unity a cross-platform game engine?
I think so.
So you
That's what
have a
Pokemon Go is based on.
PlayStation running C sharp.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Can have an iPhone running C sharp.
I I now understand why Unity is considered a poorly optimized game engine.
Yeah. It
Well,
all
I
makes
mean,
sense now.
in comparison.
Yeah. Yeah. On a very random tangent, I wouldn't mind learning Unreal Engine. I want to learn that thing.
Oh yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Unreal Engine.
Future.
It's weird. It's good.
Yeah. It's wild stuff.
It's by our It is by Epic Games, which is a perfect transition to our next topic.
Whoa,
Epic
what are the
versus
odds?
Apple has finally come to its conclusion. However, it might not actually be its conclusion because Epic is appealing. So let's talk about this for a bit. How long ago has this been? Has it been a year yet? I think it's been a year.
I think so.
It feels like a year. If not, it's
It's
definitely.
no, yeah. If anything, it's taken the better part of 2021. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure that this was a 20. It started in 2020, I think.
I think so.
Not completely sure if it's been a year yet, but it's been a while.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember if we started talking about this about the same time. Was it we needed to like continue to talk about how like nothing's in stock for the holiday season? But
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it was probably around then. But then again, it could have been even earlier than that because, remember, there was a lot of news that came out like every single month for a while.
that's true. And they got really heated in the early months, and then
Yeah.
they actually went to court, so I guess they couldn't really talk about it as much.
Well, and then there was the fact that, the court date was like a
Oh yeah,
year
it
from
took
then.
forever. I guess that makes sense. So now, a year later, we've gone through court, and we got a ruling.
So let's talk about this ruling. So, okay, first of all, I've seen so many people say Epic has won. There's even article on ours that says major win for Epic Games. They didn't win. Honestly, I, they didn't win. Sure they won on principle. However, winning on principle and winning in business are two completely different things.
Yeah.
So pretty much it was judged that yes, Epic is right. Apple needs to allow third-party processors, payment processors on the platform. However, Epic violated the App Store clause So Apple has every right not to allow them back on.
Yeah.
Um, that doesn't sound like a win to me.
No, yeah.
That sounds like a pretty hard loss. Okay, so yeah. So what you've been asking for, if we're going to give it to everyone else, however, you're not obligated to have it.
No, yeah. So yeah. So technically, in the long run, you've got you've got the stance that you wanted on lockdown. The only problem is you violated laws getting here,
Yeah.
so all your past stuff, we're not letting that go,
And
and Apple
then
doesn't need to let it go.
Epic is ordered to pay damages for their short stunt of a 30%, reduction.
No, yeah.
Don't really know how much that is. I mean, I really doubt that it's an exorbitant amount of money. So, yeah.
Still got a sting though.
Oh yeah. So, I I do feel like this will shift a lot of things in the App Store. I think that a lot of people are going to start using things like Stripe, like PayPal, other payment processors on the App Store just because it's cheaper. Um, and I think that Apple will need to figure out a different way to make their money. My assumption is that they might start charging for bandwidth. I mean, that's what I would assume, like bandwidth for storage for, stuff like that.
I could see that.
Because technically,
Any
you're
of
not, you know, doing payment processing. You're paying like an ISP type service.
mm, I could see that.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like that's a bit more fair though.
Mm,
Even if it turns out being a similar, well, I mean, it will probably. Oh, bandwidth is a hard thing to calculate.
no, yeah.
Like, how much money does it actually cost to download an app?
Mm, that is true.
So, and then there's also the argument of, well, without the apps, the iPhone's nothing. I'm
Damn.
pretty sure that Microsoft has proven that pretty
No,
well.
yeah. Speaking of bringing back up the Windows Phone.
So, can you agree that like if the iPhone did not have an app store, it probably would not be where it is today.
No, yeah. For sure, for sure. Yeah, if any mobile OS came out without a decent enough app store, it doesn't really have much it doesn't really have a leg to stand on.
Yeah. I mean, you get a phone to go on Instagram, you get a phone to go on Facebook, you get a phone to call people. You don't necessarily get a phone for the stock mail app or the stock calendar app or you know what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah. Or a
I mean, I'm not saying that
stopwatch app
people
if you
don't
actually have one.
use them, but I mean, I feel like if all that stuff was gone and you just had the app store, I'd still be fine with it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can safely ignore all the stock stuff and download your own personal preferences in terms of communication. You don't want to text, you can use Messenger.
Yeah. Use Discord, Teams.
Yeah, use Discord, use Teams.
I mean, you could also make the argument that you could also use snail mail.
That is true. I feel like we're like, I don't
Bit
need
past
these
that.
dang devices. I have snail mail.
The
Good
ironic thing
old.
is that the postal service is more expensive, more time consuming, and more frustrating than email in every single way.
But it's traditional.
I
And
I
you'll know if
genuinely
some. I'm
I
sorry.
don't see the value in okay, I see the value in parcel delivery. I don't see the value in mail delivery.
Yeah. When was the last time I've ever seen someone deliver like, yeah, like parcel mail? That was the last time I've ever. I don't think I've ever, or besides like maybe like the like a bill or something. But that's
Well, I mean, that could be done in email.
that's true too.
Save the planet, save the trees.
Save the trees.
Yes.
Very important. Ship your packages, not your letters. Email your letters.
Yes, please. Oh, and then there's like
Or text them.
s-
Oh, anyway, sorry.
and then there's like state stuff. You know, like electric. Can you? I don't think we could do electric online, can you? I think you can do water bill online in Hawaii.
Yeah. I think they're. Was it? I guess they spend so much time letting you know that we're never going to like email or call you on this. If you're going to get a notice about it, you're going to get the old-fashioned way through the mail.
But why?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it's harder to forge a paper document. I don't know. On the plus
I
side, you know, if your letter's been tampered with more than
I
someone's looking at your
guess.
mail, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know why I care if someone's looking at my electric bill.
Yeah. If they want to
Honestly,
pay it for me, I mean, hey, by all means.
I'm not going to argue with it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna stop them.
Yeah, I really don't see the point of it. Honestly,
Yeah.
just email it to me, please,
Yeah.
please, or at least give me the option to get it in the email. I understand that
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that prefer mail, but at least give the option.
Hmm. Give us the chance to go email. You know, we live in these days and age where we're getting savvy. Um, I think we're getting savvy enough. You can trust us through email. You can trust you can find the
But then
signs.
again, we're also the state that had a failed ballistic missile test.
That is also true. That is
I,
also very true.
I'm just throwing that out there. The people programming this, are they competent enough?
So we're sticking with snail mail.
Oh, and another example would be the bus app.
There is no app for that. There is no app for that.
It's only Google. It's only Google Maps, right? Only
Yeah,
Google
it's just
Maps.
Google Maps. That's all you
Yeah.
need. That's all you need. Just Google Maps. It's that's all you need for the bus. It's fine.
We think that we theoretically have one of the best bus systems in America. That's scary.
That is really scary. That does not fill me with very much hope for our public transportation in this country.
So is the rail done yet? The one that was supposed to be done in like 2016.
Oh, good news. We might see the portion of it that only goes from like Pearl City to the airport open like 2035.
Oh, sooner than expected.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, must have gotten that computer problem figured
Oh,
out.
you're right. Delay it to 2040.
Oh my gosh. How do you build a train system and not figure out whether or not the actual computer system is compatible with it or not?
I don't even know. I don't trust our state with technology. I'm sorry, guys.
Have you
Yeah.
ever renewed like your car registration online?
I don't think I ever have.
It's
I
a
have found a
beautiful
way.
website.
Oh yeah.
It's a beautiful website, Jared. You'd love it.
Oh yeah. I'm shivering at the thought of what could be. Oh man. I have renewed my driver's license recently, so I needed to make an appointment through, was it like Aloha Q or whatever the heck it's
Oh
called?
yeah, that thing. I love that thing. It's very similar. It's very similar in interface.
Oh.
At least the design language is um shared.
Yeah. I see. It's great when it's telling me I'm not eligible to renew my license, so I keep hitting a bunch of random buttons, and eventually I find a way to bypass that warning anyway and schedule an appointment.
What?
As an aside, I was very much eligible to renew my license. I'm within the well within I think the 6 month period when I scheduled the appointment, but it kept telling me like there was initial part saying like, oh, when does your thing expire? It's like, oh, I put this date, and then it's like, oh, sorry, you can't schedule one yet. But for some reason, if I like go back and then click to schedule appointment again, it just bypasses that whole question and says,
Oh
okay, here's the
yeah,
time to make an
because
appointment.
it probably submitted it. It didn't receive a response back. And then when you went there, it realizes that it has a response, so it bypasses it. That's my assumption of how it works. I've seen that
I would
happen
assume.
on badly designed websites before.
So that's a great sign for our.
Yeah. It's a nice site,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Oh
Nice
yes,
site.
it's great.
Nice and 90s looking, right?
Oh yes, very much so.
Brings me back.
I don't trust any download link on it, but I don't care if it's .gov.
I swear, like, Hawaii's .gov websites, there's like two nice ones, and then everything else looks. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it has aged.
I'm sure it was state of the art at some point.
Unless they built that thing like 2 years ago, then I'm sorry.
I really hope that this design language came out a long time ago. Okay, what I'm really hoping is that they started this design language like in like 2000 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they just didn't want to rewrite their old stuff, so they just kept with the same design language for its consistency. I'm hoping that's what happened.
I could see that. Just to take a glimpse at that code, I'm sure that there's been people who want to like rewrite the look of the thing, but have taken one good look at the code and realized you so much has changed the background image on that thing and everything's gonna break. That thing
That
is so interdependent on everything. It's probably just
that
need to make a new
weirdly like
website.
3D-ish design.
No, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably too late to go back now. Just need to start from scratch at that point. That sounds
Yeah.
expensive.
How secure do you even think that website even is?
It's a very good question.
Because I've never once felt confident putting my credit card information into it. I'm I'm just throwing that out there. I've never once felt comfortable about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be very. I'm. I wish I was optimistic, but there's a lot of salt and a lot of skepticism that's tied with this website.
Yeah. It's like the perfect example of the website you don't want to be on. Like
Yeah.
this looks like a scam website.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I trust it is because I looked 3 different times at the website that was on top of the the registration renewal
Yeah.
and made sure it was the right website before moving forward.
Yeah. I guess it's a good thing they have it actually written on the registration.
Yeah. I was actually amazed that you could do that online. I never knew that.
Yeah.
I just assumed that Hawaii was going to forever be in the you either mail in your check or you go to the DMV.
Yeah.
Or Satellite City Hall.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You can do it online.
Yeah.
Would you consider it safe enough to do it online?
I consider it. I'm too lazy to drive. So it's worth the risk.
I'll take my chances.
Pretty
You know
much.
what? That's fair.
I'm like, Satellite City Hall, no matter which one I go to, is more than a 10-minute drive. Ooh. And then I need to wait in line.
Yeah.
So this is like at least like a 40-minute commitment.
See,
At
the ultimatum
least.
is, do I spend 40 minutes trying to navigate my way through Satellite City Hall, or do I spend 40 minutes sitting at my desk wondering if it's a good idea to press enter for my credit card to be entered into the system?
After the first time you do it, you come to the conclusion that they already have your card, so it won't be fine. But you're not putting yourself at any more risk than you already have.
You know what? That's fair. I like how it's not even like an assured thing. Like, I'm sure it's the government. It's fine. It's like, nope. It's just they already have it. I was in danger before I even started this whole procedure. I might as well.
Pretty much. Yeah. It's an experience.
Yeah.
It's not a
You
good
can-
one, but it's an experience.
Yeah. There you go. Now you know how
Man,
much faith
some
we have in
tangent
our.
this is. That's a
Yeah.
new one.
It just shows how much faith we have in our state's um, internet security.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get on with our next topic. So, tomorrow is going to be the California streaming event from Apple. Supposedly, it's going to be the iPhone 13 event. So, what? I'm gonna start this with a question for you. What advantage does a Galaxy S21 have over an iPhone at the moment?
At the moment,
I feel like that's the most comparable phone.
okay.
Well, unless you can think of a more comparable phone, but
No, that sounds about right. The Galaxy S21 and the current iPhone
12.
12. Yeah. Hmm. Higher refresh rate.
Yeah.
Uh, speaking of screens,
Sorry.
up.
My bad. That was probably me.
No worries, you're good.
Say that one more
I thought
time.
you were giving me that smug look of.
You know, the
Sorry,
funny thing
you're
is,
good.
I don't think that my keyboard came back online this time.
Oh, that's not good. Oh no. Oh no.
Um, that's a
Uh,
that's an
oh,
interesting
so
issue that I have here.
yeah, the thing I was thinking of is since we're talking about Samsung and screens and whatnot, I'm assuming you're probably looking at like extremely vibrant levels of saturation on it, so maybe your viewing pleasure might be I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm incredibly concerned about what my thing looks like at the moment. Oh
on the plus
no.
side, you look okay on your app, but
Uh okay, so let's ooh. Let's get through this as fast as we possibly can. I am stuck.
oh, okay.
Uh you
That's
know that screen when you press Windows key tab?
uh
Yeah, it's like frozen.
oh, that's not good.
Maybe if I I can't. I can't open Task Manager.
Oh, that's not good. uh,
This is a new problem. That's a new one. I was like, oh, I'll
yeah,
just open Task Manager and then I'll just restart Explorer.exe. And then I realized I can't
huh.
because of the screen that I'm in at the moment.
Well, on the plus side, you're still coming through audibly and visually, so uh, I
Uh,
guess this is the time for final final point.
Well, either way, let's continue on with this. So yeah, I mean, is that really what you can think of, like just a 120 hertz screen?
Yeah, off the top of my head, that's the big thing I can think of.
So
I'm
what
not sure
would
what
be the
else.
pull of a Samsung Galaxy S21, seeing the fact that the next one's supposed to have a high refresh rate screen?
100 times zoom. No, no.
Oh, please. And the S21 does not have that. That's the
Oh,
Ultra.
oh.
You're paying a premium for that feature.
Paying a premium for that. What do they call it? Space zoom?
Yeah.
Something like that. That's a good question. I don't know.
Because for the past few years, honestly, I have always felt that Apple made the prettier phone and the phone with the better software. But Samsung always knocked it out of the park with like the quality of their hardware. Maybe not their design. Definitely not the S20 design. That the S20 design was so generic looking. But with what they had inside of it.
Hmm.
I feel like this time around Apple might have caught up. Because the 120 hertz display was the only thing that I really felt that Samsung, well, that was the biggest thing that was keeping me on Samsung.
Oh, yeah. Once you
But
go
still
120, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're also supposed to be having it's supposed to also have a smaller notch, better camera, like the normal stuff. Oh,
Right.
right, the notch. Honestly, I don't mind the notch. What's your thoughts?
Oh yeah, I've
Oh
come to
no.
accept the notch. I think it's fine. I
Oh
kind of
no.
like how they've I don't know. I kind of like the up. Hang on. I think he's gone. See that stern look of disappointment.
Well, this
Uh,
is this is awkward. This is
they're
incredibly
kind of sort of
awkward.
coming back.
Huh. Come on. You know, I I don't know what to say about this.
Uh, it's okay. If it's any consolation, you're frozen on a very, very stern look of disappointment.
Oh, that's exactly how I'm feeling right now. Is there a way to restart Explore Windows Explorer with a keyboard combination?
I don't know.
I really hope.
I'm so sorry with that frozen stern look of disappointment. I might be able to get myself a thumbnail on it.
It would go away.
If I freeze frame long enough.
Every single thing that I'm looking at says I need to open the task manager.
Isn't that a problem?
Maybe I could. Nope, I can't get the run. Oh, oh my gosh. How did that work? I'm back.
You're
I don't
back.
know how I did it, but it's back.
He's alive. And he's
My
not
computer.
disappointed.
I can't believe it. I can't believe that actually worked.
Oh man. Welcome back.
I'm glad to be back. That that was crazy.
That must have been a very wild experience.
Anyway, moving on.
In any event. Right, so potentially so we're talking notch. I personally don't mind the notch. I don't know. I feel like they've incorporated the top stuff to blend in really nicely with the with your
Yeah.
traditional server provider or the time on one side and like all your Wi-Fi and all that on the other. Plus how they use the two different sides to kind of like make like two different windows or menus. I kind of like
Yeah.
that. I don't know.
The biggest reason why I actually don't mind the what's it called again? The notch is because of Face ID. Eventually the pandemic will end. I hope.
I'm just gonna knock on what I'm assuming is wood on my desk here.
Eventually. I'm not saying anything other than remember when we used to talk about this and be like, it's gonna be over in like a few months, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Like worst case scenario, maybe a few months. And then it's gonna be over and done. We'll be fine.
Oh, yeah.
Like a full year and something later, and
Yeah. It's almost 2022.
Yeah.
That still blows my mind, both in pandemic news as well as just in general. Like it's freaking September. People are talking about Halloween already. What is happening?
Oh, how's Halloween even going to work out this year? Is there even going to be Halloween?
I don't know. How did it happen last? Did we do anything last? I don't think we did anything last year.
I don't think so either. Oh, that sucks. Imagine
Yeah, I don't
all
know.
those children that don't get to celebrate Halloween anymore.
Right? Missed out on two whole. Oh yeah, it could. They could be missing out on their final two like Halloweens. Or
Or
like,
their first two.
oh yeah, could be missing out on the first two. That's kind of a bummer. Gotta
Yeah.
do something extra special for the third Halloween.
Hopefully by next
Anyway,
year, right?
I'm just gonna let my audio blow out with me knocking on wood. Anyway, before we jinx us into oblivion, uh,
Yeah.
what are we talking about? Oh yeah, eventually Face ID because we pandemic
Yeah,
is almost
honestly,
over.
it was so intuitive. You really don't ever have to think about using Face ID. It's just always worked.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Because
even
even,
crazy. I even grew out like a beard and mustache, and I still think still knows me.
yeah, I mean, especially for like authentication, like, I mean, sure, you can make the argument, oh, you still need a swipe up on the screen whenever you open your phone. That's fine to me. But the thing that actually impresses me the most is when you're using the phone and you need to authenticate.
No, yeah,
You know how it just happens immediately? Rather than
no, yeah,
you need to press like the fingerprint sensor and hope and pray that's gonna work.
no, yeah. Now you gotta go through the whole archaic process of typing out your password again. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, it's true. Face ID is lovely.
And I've heard rumors. I don't see it in the article that we're looking at, but I heard rumors about Apple trying to fix their Face ID in order to be able to authenticate using only the top half of your face.
Uh, Even if you ever do need to cover up your face for both pandemic and maybe other purposes, maybe like spray painting or something. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you probably shouldn't be having your phone around you if you're spray painting something.
Maybe you're spray painting your phone. Who not kidding?
Then you
Yeah, but
definitely
yeah,
shouldn't be using it.
that is true. You'll ruin your artwork.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But yeah,
in whatever case, that'd be cool.
that would be cool. So another thing that I find impressive is the supposed ProRes support. Does that mean anything to you?
I feel like that should
No.
mean a lot to me.
ProRes is a codec that's near uncompressed for video. The
Uh,
downside is that it runs at like 300 megabits. A rate of like 300 megabits.
that's
So
a lot
they're
of
beefy
data.
files, but they're high quality beefy files.
Yeah, I actually should have figured that if nearly uncompressed. But
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're talking about uncompressed, you're talking about gigabits per second, not
no,
megabits.
not megabits. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Raw file footage, man, that fills up hard drives like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone actually uses raw video. A lot of people use ProRes in professional industries,
Yeah.
although DNX HD is the industry standard. Yeah. ProRes is an Apple thing.
Ah, fair enough. It's the Apple equivalent to the industry standard.
I mean, a lot of people use it. It's very prevalent,
Yeah,
but it only really works on an Apple workflow.
yeah. I feel like I hear that with a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of people use it, but it only really works with an Apple workflow.
Okay, well, the next thing that they possibly will announce is a Apple Watch Series 7 with a bigger screen. And
Yay.
I don't think that this is a good thing. Flat edges.
That should be interesting.
I don't know how comfortable that's gonna be.
That does
Honestly,
sound rather. Huh.
a block on your wrist.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess as long as you don't like bend your arm back from time to time like that.
Ever. What is a wrist? It's fine.
As long as your wrist is like always like down or straight or
It's just
I'm
always like this. You're fine.
I'm sure that won't affect you. I can imagine that if you like keep it back like that for a while, it's probably going to start digging into like your wrist or something like that.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that. I guess we'll have to wait and see exactly where they go with the idea of a flatter display and edges.
Yeah. Oh, and so the next thing is possibly a third generation AirPods. Second generation AirPods was AirPods with wireless charging. But you could also buy the second generation AirPods without the wireless charger, which is basically first generation.
Generation.
Well, this is supposed to have completely new design. It's supposed to be more similar to the AirPods Pro.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that should be interesting. Curious to see how that goes, how that plays out.
Yeah. And of course, probably more updates on like iOS 15, WatchOS 8, macOS Monterey.
Yeah, all the stuff people actually came. This is the
You know-
big stuff.
You know what I'm really waiting for though that doesn't seem to be showing up? An M1 or an M1X, I mean M2 or M1X chipset for laptops.
Yeah, nothing
Ye-
new in the.
You know, we're
ARM.
more than a year and a half into Apple's 2-year plan.
Yeah. And we have yet to see an X or a 2.
Any professional grade chip, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, it could always be called the M1 Pro, but who knows?
True. I don't know. I like that X though.
Yeah, I don't think that they're going to call it the M2 unless they're actually releasing a second generation, and inside of the stack they're putting the professional machines in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm assuming they would reserve the M2 for if they're doing a whole new full lineup rather than just your professional.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible that they're holding off on professional until their second generation, but yeah.
Yeah. But it's less likely that they're just gonna do like, was it M1's the base stuff, then M2's the pro stuff, then M3's the upgrade to the base stuff, then M4
They're
is the
not
upgrade to
AMD.
the pro stuff. Yeah.
Remember when they had the 3000 series processors for desktop and 4000 series processors for
For
notebooks?
mobile. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hence the reason why we're at 5,000 series for
At least they
desktop.
unified it this time.
Yeah. Bringing it all back together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anything is better than Sony's naming schemes for the Camry.
Uh,
Not just their cameras, just their naming schemes,
just in
period.
general.
The only
They gotta.
the only thing that I know of that they do right is the PlayStation.
No, yeah. No, yeah.
It's weird
They,
because Microsoft is the one doing the weird naming.
no, yeah.
So you went
Like,
from the Xbox to the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One to the Xbox One X to the Xbox One S and Xbox I mean, Series S and X.
yeah.
Like, why?
Right. All those poor souls that thought they were snagging themselves an Xbox Series X, but they bought themselves an Xbox One X.
The worst thing is, I think that they still sell One S's.
I think so. Microsoft really be keeping people on their toes, I swear.
No. What else was there? But yeah, I know that Sony has terrible naming schemes.
No,
Like
yeah.
the headphones, the WM3's 1000X.
So you just looked at the model name or the serial number and just like, you know what? That's a good name. I'm gonna keep that. That's the headline stuff. Your
Yeah,
products are
no.
great, but I don't remember which one I was listening through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then with their 6000 series cameras, I'm pretty sure that it's the 4000 series has some features that the 6400 has features that the 6500 doesn't have. Like 6500 I believe does not do unlimited recording, but the Alpha 6400 can, and the Alpha 6600 can, just not the 500.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sony makes good stuff, I swear. I just don't know which one to recommend you. I have to like
And for the cameras, you have, and for their professional cameras, they have Alpha, then Generation, then Type in Generation. So like the Alpha 3, A3 is their standard one. A3S is their movie making one. The A3R is their photography one.
uh,
I don't know what R has to do with photography. I don't know what S has to do with video.
it's a good question. I was about to say like, oh, there's an R somewhere in photography. And then I thought about S and like, oh, I guess if it's plural, you're making video. You're making movies.
Yeah, I don't know, but
If you spell cinema wrong, you got cinema.
you're pushing that one, Jared. You really are.
I yeah, I got nothing more for that one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Don't worry about it. But yeah, Sony can do a bit better at naming. I know that their
Yeah.
TVs also have terrible names, but I don't know of a TV that doesn't.
You know what? That's true. I wouldn't even know where to start in the TV industry.
Yeah.
Such a good question. I don't even know. I don't remember ever actually looking for a name for like TVs. I gotta take a closer look at that.
The worst thing is that like within like the specific series, there's multiple models.
Oh
You know what I mean by that.
yeah.
So like Samsung's 7 series of TV, I believe, there's like different qualities of panels with just within that series.
Yeah. Not just it doesn't just matter like which series you're going for, it's which panel and which series you're looking for.
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any event.
Anyway,
Weird naming conventions.
I think that might just be the end of this. You have any more to add?
Oh no, nothing much else. I guess just ultimately curious to see what we will find in Apple's upcoming event.
Yep.
Uh, Definitely curious about that flatter Apple Watch. Curious as to what that could possibly be. Anyway.
You know, if there's a 120 hertz display on the next Samsung phone, I might be, not Samsung, iPhone, I might be forsaking my Samsung.
Yeah. I might trade out my 11 for that. I have to do that. I can finally enter into the 120 hertz space. I mean, I don't know what's stopping me from doing that with Samsung, but I can finally enter the 120 hertz space if it's a thing.
You know, most people's first entry into the 120 hertz space is through a gaming monitor.
Oh, for counting monitors, now I'm technically already. I'm already there. Sorry.
Correction.
Currently looking at my at this Verge article through. I think I'm running at 120 hertz right now. All I remember is I cranked it up at one point because I finally got myself a display port, and I love the life for like. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to follow us on Twitch or like and subscribe on YouTube. Bye for now.